You're listening to the ESO Network, your station for all things geek.
Okie dokie. Here we go. I'm trying to figure out what to do without Bill. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Hello, we are Enterprise-splaining, the podcast where we explain Star Trek Enterprise to each other and to you. I'm Maria, and I am joined by my co-host, Jamie.
Hello.
And unfortunately, Bill has been delayed. He may or may not... Oh, there he is!
God.
Oh my
okay.
god! Oh
In
my
that
god!
case...
Hello, we are Enterprise-splaining, the podcast where we explain Star Trek Enterprise to each other and to you. I'm Maria, and these are my co-hosts, Jamie.
Hello.
And Bill.
Hello.
And today we are joined by a very special guest, Dr. Raychelle Burks. Raychelle, please tell us who you are and why you are here. What is your relationship with Star Trek in general and with Enterprise in particular?
All right, so I grew up in what I call a dual star household. So one parent was a Trekkie, one parent Star Wars.
A house divided.
Right? And so grew up watching, I believe it was on Nick at Night, but the original Star Trek with Dad is what I remember. Although, again, he was more of the Star Wars fan, but for some reason, he just loved himself some Captain Kirk. What I don't, Hot Mess Express. And then, of course, Next Generation, family show. And I am a huge fan of Deep Space Nine. I want to go back and rewatch it, but I remember really being into that one. And of all the movies, including the family favorite, which we call Star Trek, the whale one.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody remembers the actual
Space.
movie.
Really do not know the name of that one.
Space whales.
But it was the best one.
It was
of the ones I've
obviously,
seen.
right? And I just remember watching as a kid going, what? And so kind of really old school. And those ones still are my favorite, maybe because it was just a family endeavor to watch all of these things. I'm sure I'm kind of a little scared actually to go back and rewatch them because I'll probably be like, ooh. But,
well, the good news is, after you watch this episode, no problem. The scale is going to be set so far.
Yes. Okay, so the bar is hell. Can they clear it? That is the question.
And have you watched any Enterprise? Do you know anything about Enterprise?
No, and can I tell you why?
Oof.
Please do.
Why?
Because I said, Scott Bakula, you already did a quantum leap. That's all you're getting from me, sir. Okay? I'm not letting you quantum leap through space. No. You get one bite at the apple, and you had it with this other show. You don't also get to be captain of some enterprise, okay?
Wow.
So,
It's a hot take.
I'm going to get canceled. No.
What a wild twist of fate it would be if you got canceled because you had a bad take about Enterprise. That would be...
Like, that show ran longer than she did. Ooh.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, today we are going to be talking about the Star Trek Enterprise episode, The Shipment. However, I am the only person here who has actually watched it.
All right, please tell me this is about drug smuggling.
Oh my god, I hope
wish.
so.
It's not. Okay. Darn.
It's not.
Okay.
What was his name? Barge Barry?
Barge 12 Barry.
Barge 12 Barry. Maybe he's back. He was a chemist in an earlier episode, a chemist with quote unquote chemist.
So when you say chemist, you mean street chemist?
That's what we assume.
That's what it seemed like.
An open market chemist, if you will.
He was literally at an open market.
Oh, this is fantastic.
So,
okay.
Yes.
This show, man. Okay, so I am the only person here who's actually watched it, so it's my job to explain to my co-hosts and our guests what happened on this episode. But before we get started, just a quick reminder, we have merch. If you go to the ESO website and the TeePublic store there, or just click the link in our show notes, you can buy our Enterprise Splaining t-shirts and the adorable Porthos Appreciation Society t-shirts. And other big news, next month, I think, when this comes out, we will be at Dragon Con. I will be there. Jamie will be there. Voice of the Computer will be there. Raychelle, are you planning on being there?
I will be there.
Awesome. So yeah, if you're going to be there, let us know. Come say hello. We'd love to say hi. Jamie, are you doing panels and stuff this year?
Yeah, I'll be on panels. I believe Ray will also be on panels. So you should be able to just like look us up in the app to see what panels we're on. And please, if you see me, like, please come and say hello. I'll be so excited. I've only had one fan come and do that, and I would love to have another.
If you see me, do not say hello. No, just kidding.
Please keep your opinions to yourself. Thank you very much.
Do not look me in the eye.
And I think, Jamie, are you doing Enterprise cosplay again? Because I am. Because it's
probably, yes.
So easy and comfortable.
I believe I will. Yeah, if you see somebody walking around in Enterprise cosplay, it's probably me and Maria. There's a couple other people, but like it's very likely to be us.
But there is nobody else in desert gear, which is what I am in. So stop by. We'd love to talk to you. Computer, tell us about the episode we are talking about this week.
The Shipment. After Enterprise arrives at a Xindi colony, Archer, Reed, and Major Hayes infiltrate a facility that is producing a substance crucial to the Xindi weapon.
So, since we are now running arcs, I thought we might need a quick recap of where we are, particularly since we have a guest. I apologize, Raychelle, this will make no sense.
Don't you apologize to us that it will make no sense?
Y'all have no excuse, you keep coming back.
I love this already.
So at the end of last season, an unknown species called the Xindi attacked Earth, killing 7 million people.
It was 9/11. It was Star Trek 9/11. Literally, It was a 9/11 allegory.
Yep. It was
handled
just as delicately as you would expect.
Listeners cannot see how wide Ray's eyes just got. So this is the direction we are going right now with this show. We are in post 9/11 world.
I'm swinging back. The emotional roller coaster. I was like, I'm feeling good, and now I'm like, I'm not feeling good anymore. Okay.
Well, Enterprise is in this area called the Expanse, which is basically a space Bermuda Triangle where crazy and terrible things happen all the time. They are in there because they believe the Xindi live there. The Xindi are a conglomeration of multiple species, 5 different species, and we'll talk more about those later. They attacked Earth because they somehow learned through time travel nonsense that Earth was going to destroy their planet, so they decided to get ahead of the game. Now they are building a superweapon to destroy the entire planet, and Enterprise is out looking to stop them and also to get some sweet, sweet cold revenge. And during this process, they've committed several war crimes, including threatening torture and actually doing torture.
I mean, it was giving US, it was giving Hegseth, but
that's exactly.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Also, the show is very pro-military now. They added military people to the show named Makos, and they're just there to like be competent and show how great the military is.
Yep.
Yeah, this show's going in some interesting direction.
Okay, so this is in the early 2000s.
2001.
So
2002.
It premiered. The first season premiered, I believe, like 2 weeks after 9/11. So, and we're now in season 3. So yeah,
that tracks.
Yeah,
all right. Oof.
Our feelings exactly.
All right, so now it is time for 2 truths and a lie. I'm going to tell you 2 truths and a lie about this episode, and you can guess which is the lie. Raychelle, this is going to be real fun for you. All right, are we ready?
Yep.
Number 1, Archer makes a new bro friend, and it's a Xindi.
Archer's the captain, by the way. I
Captain
don't know
Archer.
if that's clear.
Several people, including Malcolm, who is the tactical officer, Major Hayes, who is the head of the Makos, and to Paul, who is the very sensible Lady Vulcan. Several people, including those three, suggest a more aggressive strategy, but Archer chooses the peaceful alternative.
That seems unlikely.
And number 3, Archer is taken hostage.
Oh, God.
Well, that happens every episode. Okay, I feel like it's number 2 because number 1, Archer loves a bro friend, and I know it's a Xindi, which seems unusual because he hates the Xindi, but we have seen him have Vulcan bro friends before, and he hates Vulcans too. So I think number 2 is a lie.
What was the third one again?
Archer is taken hostage.
I'm gonna go with that one. Just to...
Okay.
I feel like 2 is too elaborate. That, like, usually...
Well,
Yeah, I understand. But I feel like the more elaborate ones tend to be... I don't know. I'm just gonna... Okay, I'm just to be different. Yeah. Archer always gets taken hostage, yeah.
Okay. All right. Raychelle, do you have a guess?
Well, I think that Star Trek loves a captain or a first officer getting kidnapped moment. They love that.
True.
Put somebody that
is true.
They
This one
put the
certainly
high
does.
rank in danger. Let's kidnap them in some way.
Mm-hmm.
All of Star Trek also loves a bro friend moment, but what they more like is having the enemy friend moment, but more
right.
like, I will now make this person, it's a very colonial, like they will now adopt my worldview. Just because they're friends doesn't mean that he's actually going to respect this person's autonomy and dignity and whatever.
My hope is that he makes the bro friend, but the guy was fucking with him and then kidnaps him. That's what I hope happens.
That I love that, but they would still turn it around. But I feel like what got me? Can you swear on this show?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
Almost required.
What's got me fucked up about option 2 is that the Vulcan, I'm okay, I don't know this captain, but I'm like, as a Vulcan, they did what? But I don't know any of these characters. So I feel like number 2 is a lie.
Okay. All right, so we're split across the board. So
No,
someone's
because
right.
I picked number 2 as lie
Yeah.
too.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
I thought
yeah.
you picked number 1. Okay.
No.
All right. While you ponder what this week's lie may be, let's hear from one of our sister podcasts on the ESO network.
Need a break from how horrible everything is? Check out the Flopcast, where we just obsess over Brady Bunch reruns, Brat Pack movies, Duran Duran videos, Super Friends cartoons, Dynamite magazines, and much more pop culture weirdness. So persist, resist, hang in there, and join us on the Flopcast for the silliest half hour of your week. We're on the ESO network and at flopcast.net. It'll be our little secret.
Okay, here we go.
You are so not excited for that. You're like, this is a prison sentence. Why am I here?
This episode is not a prison sentence. I have had episodes that have been prison sentences.
Wow. So this is the Shipment. Previously, we had Precious Cargo. Is this the return of Padma Lakshmi's character?
Oh my god. Oh yeah, Padma Lakshmi was on here.
Oh, wow. Okay.
She was in an episode called Precious Cargo, and if you're wondering what was the Precious Cargo, it was her.
It was her.
Of course it was.
We're
right?
not. I'm sorry. I have a hardcore rule that we never obey. That I refuse to recap episodes for
Old
people who
episodes?
haven't seen it.
Well, great news, because I'm about to recap the last episode because
Well, that's fine.
because we start with a previously, which I'm not sure I've seen
No.
a
Yeah.
previously
Wait,
on this show.
Only at the very beginning of the season.
Normally
Usually
when
they
they
don't
do
do it
two-parters,
previously.
yeah.
when they
on.
do a two-parter, but it's basically a recap of most of the last episode where the comms officer, Hoshi, gets a telepathic message from a creepy alien who was an exile on a planet because of his creepy telepathic powers.
That just occurred to me just now. He said it was because he was a telepath, but maybe everybody on the planet was like, "Okay, I don't care if you're a telepath. Get the fuck.
Just get out.
You're on a castle on a mountain by yourself."
You don't respect our boundaries, so you got to go.
That's
Okay?
exactly what it was. This man did not understand
Got you.
boundaries.
Okay.
So she actually goes to stay with him on the planet in a very weird, warped Beauty and the Beast analogy, while he tries to telepathically find a clue about where the Xindi are.
Well, he pretends he's doing that while manipulating her into staying there forever with him.
Correct. As it turns out, he just wants to trick her into staying and being his lady friend. But she refuses and she leaves. At the very end, though, he does contact her again without consent, show up in her quarters, and gives her coordinates for a Xindi colony that he found. The recap covers up to the point where Hoshi hands Archer the pad at the very end and saying that, you know, the incel beast guy said that part of the weapon was being built at this location. And then actual cold open. All right, guys. Jamie and Bill, is the Xindi conference room my new caves?
Yeah, okay, I was going to say, I've never gotten Xindi conference room. No,
but have either of you had a Xindi conference room? I don't think
Every Xindi
so.
conference room has been a Maria episode.
It's always me. So great. So we get a view of the conference table with a big hologram of a planet or a space station or something. And it's a very interesting angle, and you can only see 2 reptilian Xindi and 1 non-reptilian humanoid. I will explain all of the different types in a minute. It's assumed that all the others were there, but they clearly did not want to bring them in to do all that CGI. So we just get to see 2 species.
The CGI on like the bug one.
Yeah. So I realized that with all these different Xindi, we need some consistency, and I need to explain them to Raychelle. So I actually looked it up, and there are 5 types of Xindi. There's the reptilian Xindi. They are humanoid but have reptilian skin.
And those are real actors.
Those are real actors, correct. They in costume. There are the aquatics, what I call the aqua Xindis, which look like sort of
beluga whales.
Beluga whales with arms.
With arms!
But they're like humanoid because they got arms with fins.
They have arms. It's very weird.
And they're in tanks of water.
Yep. Insectoids, which look like giant grasshoppers.
Those are CGI.
Those are fully CGI. And Bigfoot, basically.
Bigfoot Xindi are my favorite.
A furry humanoid.
Furry humanoid. And those...
But not to be confused to a human that's a furry. Okay.
That's correct.
Yes.
That is correct. And they are called arboreals, officially.
Whatever. We call them Bigfoot.
And I will always call them Bigfoot. But the thing that I was trying to figure out are what do we call the non-reptilian humanoids? Because they're not human, but they have skin. And what they are called in canon is primate Xindis. So I'm going to use primates for that. Yeah. But I needed to explain it because when I say primates, I was thinking Bigfoot. Right. But it's not Bigfoot. Bigfoot are arboreals. Now you know what I'm talking about.
I don't even remember those guys. Okay, whatever.
Who, the Bigfoot?
Oh, I remember the Bigfoot.
I don't know. Whatever.
The Big's feet?
But I love they periodically get together around a conference table to project manage their like terrorist attack of Earth.
Right.
That's exactly correct. So,
quick question.
Yes.
They're clearly in advance. I mean, we're in space. Why not just do it via space Sim? Like, do we need to get all together in a conference room?
That is such a good question. And after this episode, it becomes an even better question because we learn some stuff. It makes no sense. But
I don't know.
They like to be in a conference room.
Like they had full tanks or like just a head tank? Like what are we?
No, they're
they're full tank. Like they're swimming around in it.
Is it on wheels? Like I'm trying to.
No, it's like a huge. It's like a wall that they have.
Yeah, it's like an aquarium
live in the conference room.
Well, to answer your question,
no idea how any of these guys get there.
But
to answer your question,
to them? What a flex!
Yeah.
To answer your question, they had a return to office order.
That's right.
Got you. Yeah.
Also, you can't really zoom when you're underwater, I suppose. That would be
zoomies, but not zoom. Yeah.
So 2 reptilians and 1 primate who we know is named Degra. He is the lead project manager for Operation Blow Earth Up.
Please tell me it has a better title than that. That's very funny.
They just call it the superweapon.
Oh, okay.
But
okay.
So he says they are ready to test the weapon and have found an uninhabited planet to test it on, but they need more chemosite, at least 100 kilograms.
Sure, why not?
The reptilian says he'll contact Greylick. We, at this point, do not know what chemocyte or Greylick is. The reptilian says he'll contact Greylick, but he wants to know if the test is successful, how long before they can deploy the weapon. And Dagra ominously says, a matter of weeks.
Dun, dun, dun.
Well, I thought they were developing a biological weapon. So
they
developing both.
They decided to both.
They're parallel pathing the biological weapon
Yep.
and the boom weapon.
That was,
okay,
that was the big move
This
of
is-
insect Xindi.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this is the boom weapon.
Trying to
that we're
keep
talking
track
about.
of what these Xindi terrorists are doing is very confusing.
Yeah, we're gonna need a murder board soon. Okay, so that brings us to the theme song. Raychelle, you have not seen any of Enterprise, so have you heard the theme song at all? Okay, well, if you come back for the second contact, we would like for you to watch the episode and the theme song, and watch the theme song, and make sure that you give us your opinion.
I'm
of
excited.
I'm so excited for you
It is.
to
It's
hear the theme song.
amazing. But that means it's time for Jamie's Diane Warren update of the week.
Ray, do you know who Diane Warren is? Getting
The
blink
songwriter.
Yeah, the songwriter Diane Warren. So
Knew more than I did.
Diane Warren wrote the theme song to Enterprise.
Yes, the theme song to Enterprise has words.
When did she write it?
Great
She
question.
actually wrote the song for the movie Patch Adams, where Rod Stewart sung it, and then they re-recorded it with a new singer for Enterprise.
Mm-hmm.
So you know how most Star Trek shows have this sweeping orchestral,
Yes.
the majesty of space?
Yes, very John Williams.
This
very...
is a late 90s pop song that never really popped.
I love a Diane Warren moment. She did some really she did some bops.
She did!
She did.
Did.
She
Definitely
absolutely did.
Now, if this was a Shonda Rhimes moment, I would be like, makes sense. But what you've just told me, I'm very scared. That might actually be the scariest part of this episode.
I think that it might be the literal opposite of a Shonda Rhimes moment.
I'm scared, but only about the theme.
Yeah, I'm very excited for you to hear it. I can't wait to hear your reaction next week. But because she wrote the theme song, I use the opportunity to talk about Diane Warren every week because I just find her fascinating. So, for today's Diane Warren update of the week, as listeners will recall, about a year ago, I talked about the Burlesque musical because Diane Warren's song, You Haven't Seen the Last of Me, was in it, but then it transferred to the West End, and Todrick Hall was like redoing all the music and cut Diane Warren's song, and she was so angry, she posted an angry rant about it on Instagram and then deleted it.
Checks out.
About how it was going to be the musical was going to do terrible because her song was cut. And so I thought, I should go back and see how it did. And actually, the reviews were quite mixed. It was basically, the thing is that Todrick Hall choreographed it. He wrote a whole bunch of the songs and he played 2 roles in the show. So reviewers who really liked Todrick Hall, loved it.
Right.
And reviewers who were not that into Todrick Hall were like, there was too much Todrick Hall. So it was definitely a little mixed, but it seemed to do really well. It played for a year. But this week, I learned that Diane Warren seems to be out for a little bit of a West End revenge because she is in London currently workshopping songs for a Coyote Ugly musical.
Oh, God.
Love this. It's not a good idea.
Amazing.
But what I love about it is nothing makes musicals better than extreme levels of pettiness. That give the girls what they want.
100%.
Oh, God.
Ready.
I don't know for sure that she's doing this for revenge on the other musical, but it sure feels like it to me. So that's my headcanon.
At this point, I know enough about Diane Warren to say with some amount of certainty this is revenge.
Look, you don't have that many awards without being like, you know what I'm going to do at my elder stateswoman era? Stunt on all these hoes. And I of course, should she be a bigger No. She has an Emmy, a Grammy. Doesn't he have an Academy Award and like a congressional something?
She has an honourary Oscar.
She has an honorary Oscar, but she doesn't have a real one.
She has a lifetime.
Fired up. She
has a lifetime Oscar.
She has 17 nominations for Oscars and no win, which does make her the biggest Oscars loser ever.
Ooh. I think we're getting there. Is she getting there? With her therapist. No, I was kidding. Please don't put a curse on me, Miss Warren. These are just jokes.
But she is going for a Tony right now. I think with this musical, she's writing every song for the Coyote Ugly musical.
Whoa.
So.
Wow.
Although it would have to come to Broadway, I think, for it to be eligible for Tony.
Is it
quick question?
An EGOT if the O is honorary? Or does it become an
It doesn't
EGOT?
count.
An EGOT.
I believe it counts, but I know that people think it has to be all of them have to be competitive.
But who asked for a Coyote?
Probably Diane Warren, to be honest.
Wait, I thought there already was one? Am I blind?
Yeah, actually, I actually did too. I actually thought there already was a Diane Warren, no, a Coyote Ugly.
I thought there was one.
Show.
Or what? Am I just...
So my theory is, like 2 years ago, there was this big announcement that there was going to be a Diane Warren musical about Diane Warren's life with all of our songs in it. And there has been no update since then. I periodically check. I checked again today. There's been no announcements in over 2 years. So I would bet anything that it turned out that they probably just like couldn't get the funding for that musical and it somehow got turned into Coyote Ugly musical instead. That's my theory, but I don't know it. I don't know if that's true.
I'm so angry that I know the name of the song from Coyote Ugly.
Does it come? But here's the thing: if it comes with like free shots of tequila, it might do well.
Yeah, it's true.
A once situation where you could actually get drinks at the bar.
I don't know if that's legal. Actually, I don't think you can do that. But
probably not.
Anyway, so that's what Diane Warren is up to this week. She's in London. They're like workshopping the songs right now.
Very cool. All right, thank you, Jamie. So now that the theme song is complete, we can get into this episode. We are on the Enterprise and we open in the War Room. Archer.
Wait, War Room, not the command room with not the weird room with all the
the weird room.
Yeah.
It is the weird room with the screens.
Command room, War Room, the new room.
Right.
The new big room with all the screens and
where
no
it's
people.
always dark and there's no
and it's
lights.
always dark. Yeah. There's no analysts. Archer to Paul. T'Pol is the Vulcan science officer. She's in coral, by the way. The outfit you don't like, Jamie.
Yeah.
And Malcolm, the tactical officer. We talk about fashion a lot on this.
She has a whole bunch of different outfits, and they are all skin-tight cat suits in different colors.
Okay.
But she has a bunch of them.
Yep. And this one is coral velour, would you say?
Yeah.
Velour.
Yeah, it's not my favorite.
Okay, they are surveying a planet that's at the location that the creepy incel beast guy gave them. It's a giant planet up on the screens, and they're very confused because the planet has no defensive systems, no active sensor sweeps, no artificial satellites, no vessels anywhere in the vicinity. Archer says it's possible that they have some defensive tech that they haven't heard of or can't detect. Malcolm says it's also possible that creepy incel guy maybe isn't the most accurate source here.
Well, Malcolm would know.
Sorry.
I fully expected Archer to blow up at this and yell at Malcolm again, but he didn't. He just looks concerned and turns back to the screens. Archer points out there are some areas that have high energy readings, and he posits that they could be weapons complexes. But he acknowledges to Paul, who says maybe it's a glitch or a non-weapon explanation. It's a weirdly reasonable conversation between these three people that I kept expecting Archer to blow up, and it never happened. But Archer does say that even if there's a small chance that something on this planet could lead them to the Xindi weapon, they have to investigate.
Sure.
They decide that when they enter the system, the Enterprise is going to hide behind the moon, and Archer, Malcolm, and Colonel Hayes are going to take a shuttlecraft down to the planet and do some recon.
I love a
that old trick of hiding behind the moon
maneuver.
So a couple hours later, they're on the shuttlecraft, coming with T'Pol back on Enterprise. They don't appear to have been detected, and they are changing their angle of entry and the hull plating. The hull plating is just the shields, basically.
They don't have shields.
This is early days, so they can't say it's a phaser. They have to say it's a phase pistol.
Enterprise,
it's V1 of everything.
Right. Enterprise takes place something like 70 or 100 years before original series.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So we're early.
Yeah. Okay. So they are changing their angle of entry and the hull plating in such a way that when they come in, they'll look like a meteor. We then get a view of the sky where it is definitely a ship that flies in.
The Enterprise bursts into flames as they enter the atmosphere.
To be fair, it's covered in heat and light. It could be a ship-shaped meteor, but it lands in this forested area. And so the away team goes through the forest. They're heading towards the location of the energy sources. And this is full forest, right?
Wait, who's on the away team again?
It's Malcolm, Archer, and Colonel Hayes, one of the Makos, lead Mako.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
They come to a clearing, and Malcolm says, that's definitely the source of the energy readings. And based on everything that we've seen of the planet so far, I think he must mean there's a mountain or a giant rock or something. No, when we finally look, we see a fully modern, huge complex. It's got lights and cranes and shit. No shit, Malcolm. Yes, that's the source of the energy readings.
Interesting.
So they use their super high-tech fancy binoculars, which are basically just binoculars with screens instead.
I'm
exactly
right there with
what I'm talking about.
Yep.
And they see a few of the Bigfoot Xindi wandering around.
Are they doing the Bigfoot walk?
Actually, kind of.
Yes.
Archer notes that it's one of the species of the Xindi that they've seen in the database, but this is their first in-person view of the Bigfoot, right? Because they've seen... Yes.
You just said they have information. They have a database. None of the database included. There's a big ass city in this fucking place.
Oh, yeah. So they stole some information from a Xindi ship.
Pirates.
They stole it from a pirates that had attacked a Xindi ship.
Right.
It was the whole thing.
Yeah. But so they have some information about them, very basic information, but they don't have, they don't really have a lot of detail.
And they only got 90% of it.
Also, I should have mentioned this. Early on in the season, somebody tells them the location of the Xindi homeworld. And they go there and find out that it's been blown up, and it was blown up 400 years ago. So we're not sure exactly what the deal is there. Okay.
Raychelle is nodding her head.
What?
There will be no questions. This does not make sense.
I will be taking no further questions.
We're moving. On your left, you will see.
All of these shows is that they're desperate. We got to be on the island because we got to Kirk it up or Riker it up.
Right. Yeah.
But even though it's 100 years before... right. You are still on a fucking spaceship and have all these gadgets. Send in a drone with a camera strapped to the front to be hey, 100%. What is going on here? Before you start sending in personnel, you can't afford to lose.
100% correct.
It make
but
sense.
That is, to your point, that is a Star Trek problem.
It's just a Star Trek
in every century they're in. They're everybody,
they always
get in this ship and
I'm
let's go.
I'm the captain and I'm going.
Definitely said they haven't invented security cameras yet, no seatbelts.
They need it.
Gay people, lots of things that just haven't been invented yet. Apparently,
people.
What we want you to understand is it's not that we're explaining this badly.
No, it's bad.
That it doesn't make sense.
Okay. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so
and this is the one where they're all dressed as mechanics, right?
Yes.
They were all in those jumpsuits.
Except for the lady in the cat suit.
Correct.
Yes, got you.
That's right.
Okay.
And she used to have a super tight cat suit that had the texture that looked like it was a VR game from the 1990s. But now she's left the Vulcan Science Academy, and now she has a variety of colors that she wears.
Because she is a free agent now.
But she chooses to wear super tight outfits.
Yeah, presumably she's choosing it because it is not a uniform.
Unless she is wearing her super tight jammies, her super tight satin, 2-piece satin jammies.
Oh, yes.
Her satin jammies that are 2 sizes too small for her.
Where
She
do they
can only
get
button
them, though?
one button over her boobs.
Is there like a Victoria's Secret on deck 3? Like, what is happening?
We believe, so they don't have replicators. It's too early for them to have replicators,
Right.
but they do have some sort of fabricator.
Because random aliens will come visit and
Right.
then suddenly have a bunch of outfits, usually sexy outfits if it's a sexy lady.
Right. Or they'll go down to a planet and be dressed in the same clothes to blend in
Yeah.
or whatever. So they have some form of
We're
creating.
guessing, or they have a room of seamstresses.
I know. I
we
hope
don't,
it's not a fast
we don't
fashion,
know.
and it's going to be the next episode is going to be forced labor on deck 17. I don't like this. I don't like this.
You're not wrong. Because in terms of the food, they grow vegetables. They can
Meat.
They can replicate
Protein.
protein, but somebody has to cook the meat. So they have chefs on the show.
Before we quite
boy.
figured that out, I was really hoping there were just cattle
Oh yeah.
somewhere on the Enterprise, you know? Like there's a scene where they're walking through the hallway and they have to stop because a herd of cattle goes by.
They
That
are
might have made
growing
this show
entire
better.
pineapples.
That would have 100% made the show better. Okay, so Archer and T'Pol are talking. She's on the Enterprise. They're calming back and forth. He says they've picked up a lot of readings. Whatever is happening in that complex, it's using a ton of power. T'Pol says they have an assault team standing by. But Archer says to hold on that. He's not ready to call the troops in just yet. He thinks they can get into the complex undetected because still they are seeing no security, no nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So sneak. They get to the fence of the complex. And again, they're not picking up any security devices. They do scan and find there are about 50 humanoids in the complex, but there don't seem to be security guards. There doesn't seem to be any defenses. Archer uses his phaser to cut through the fence, which, okay, I know these guys clearly have bad defenses, but surely they will notice the giant Archer-sized hole in the fence.
Amazing work.
So they go through, and in the next scene, sneak, they come into a lab. And they're looking around this lab. There's some science-y looking stuff on a screen on one side.
I'm very excited for Ray to see whatever the sciencey stuff on the screen is going to be.
It's very science-y.
Okay.
There is a big sort of console that has containers in it on the one side. And then toward the back, there is a table with 3 open cylinders, and the caps for those cylinders are it's very neatly laid out all next to each other. So they start looking around, they're scanning stuff. And he gets to a huge window and you can just see like the whole system. There appear to be like these 3 huge machines that are processing something. There's people walking around. There's transports. It's like just this huge facility that he's seeing.
So I'm sorry. So the people that we see, are they all one Xindi
Big
race?
feet.
Are they
They're all big feet.
Bigfoot?
So Malcolm goes over to the console, which has a bunch. It's got like these canisters that are sunk into it and just the tops stick out. And Malcolm just grabs one and nonchalantly he pulls it up. He actually kind of flies up into the air and he catches it. Like, what the fuck, dude? You don't know what is in that shit.
I don't know. We do have a chemist here with us, Dr. Burks.
Absolutely the worst field work. The worst field people. No PPE. Just out in these streets doing the wildest shit. And then you would be like, all of you would be dead. Like, all of you would be dead.
A classic Star Trek move would be to scan it with a tricorder.
Well, he does start to do that.
After he's like thrown it in the air.
After he's thrown it in the air and caught it like a cool guy. He scans it and he says it's some sort of radiolytic compound, but it doesn't match anything in their database. And there are several 100 kilograms just in that room.
Sorry, you said
Radiolytic?
Radiolytic.
I love it. They're like, you know
That's a
what?
word.
Not radioactive.
Not radioactive.
Because people know what that means. But lytic. Because it sounds radiolytic. What is it? Is it safer? Is it not? Who knows?
Who knows? No idea.
No, this is our
There's a whole lot of it,
Wait,
though.
is the solution, is it brightly colored? Is it glowing? Give me some details.
Oh, you can't see anything.
Right.
It's basically like it's
cylinder.
Like a canister?
It's a clear canister.
It's
and I guess
clear.
maybe there's like gray or silver inside, but you cannot tell what's
But
in
you
there.
can see through the container, so it's colorless.
Yeah.
So they missed a real opportunity there, right?
This gets into
that should have been glowing. That should have been
something, right? I agree,
right?
But no,
well, this gets into the issue. I can't remember if it was Douglas Adams. I can't remember who the writer was. Like they were talking about, the person was writing a scientific interview, quote unquote, in one of their own books. It was like, well, no, we wouldn't call them superheroes because that would explain what you would think you know what that means. So we would come up with a new word. So it's not radioactive because you know what that word means. We're going to create a new word. This is radiolytic. This is our word that we own.
I mean, I love it.
You say that, Bill, and you're correct. However, 2 episodes ago, they asked for payment in liquid platinum?
Oh, God. Don't get me started.
That's a very, you know what I love? It's a very clear aluminum moment. Sorry, colorless. Excuse me, colorless. I love it.
So they're still scanning this thing, but suddenly they hear someone coming. Malcolm puts the canister down on the table, not back in where it was, just sets it down on the table because they have to run and hide.
He pours it out and starts drinking it.
Yeah. Drink it quick, so before they show up. 3 big feet come in discussing the fact that they found a problem which was causing some impurity levels in the product to be too high. They've fixed it, but they're going to have to add shifts to speed up production and make their deadline. One of the big feet says that Dagra isn't being realistic. This facility was not designed to manufacture such large quantities.
I love this. I love that no matter where you are in the world and in which century, there are delusional people in the workplace. This is a unifying experience, no matter what species you are, at what space, time, location, universe. I love this. This is great.
That is exactly correct. We see these three guys a lot. I'm going to call that guy complaining Bigfoot because that's really what he does. So main Bigfoot, who's clearly the lead, comes over and sternly tells him that his job is to synthesize chemosite and he should fucking get back to it.
Like, I recognize this workplace.
Yeah, exactly. Like, your job is not to question why, sir. And he tells the other guy to have the canisters retested, salvage what he can, and destroy the rest. The head guy and the complainy guy leave, and the middle guy is left alone. This guy has real, like, Milton from Office Space energy. He's just like, all right. And he kind of looks around, and he notices the canister that Malcolm left on the table. And we keep cutting back to where the humans are hiding, which is in the room just behind some stuff. And they're getting nervous and they're looking at each other. They're worried they're about to be found out. But nope, Milton looks at it for a second and then just puts it back where it's supposed to be. And then rather than staying and doing the job he had just been told to do, he leaves, which allows the humans to go back into the lab and do whatever they want.
I feel this guy.
Very realistic. Honestly,
absolutely. So realistic. Yeah. So in the next scene, one of the canisters from the lab is being beamed up to Enterprise. Archer tells Trip and T'Pol to get him an analysis as soon as possible.
T'Pol's like, well, you're all dead, like you've been exposed to.
Yeah. They can survive this. You can't.
So they don't know what it is. But what he makes as a command decision is, let me send this unknown fucking shit back to a ship that's literally priceless, full of a lot of people. Not a sample, the whole thing? Because, like, LOL?
The whole canister. Well, I don't know that he, like, taking it out might be an even bigger issue. Like, if they just send the whole canister.
What it is, don't send a friggin' bomb, weapon, virus. You literally don't know.
You are not wrong.
These Enterprise captains are the worst. All of them.
I I should clarify. This Enterprise captain is the worst.
They're bad.
He is.
Okay.
Also, Maria, am I misremembering? Because this was your episode. Did the slave girl tell them that the Xindi were developing a biological weapon against humans?
Yes.
What the?
Okay, so all evidence points to maybe this lab
is, but it could be.
is
no idea what
creating
this
a
is.
biological weapon against humans, possibly.
Yep.
Maybe
Just
don't
beams it
send
up.
it back to the ship.
Just beams it up.
And yet there's nobody, what I want to see is them cut away to that workplace where some put upon Enterprise person is like, are you fucking kidding me with this bullshit?
I mean, typically that's T'Pol, but T'Pol is pretty chill about this, which is interesting. Anyway, he tells Trip and T'Pol to get him an analysis as soon as possible. The away team is still down on the planet. Malcolm says that this place is definitely connected to the weapon and that in his opinion, they should blow it up.
See, they're almost there. They're so close to putting this all together.
Yeah, he's like, come on, boom, boom. Hayes says they would only need like 2 spatial charges from orbit to take care of this complex. And Archer makes a very good point, which is that doing that may set them back for a little while, but they have to remember that their main purpose is, where is this weapon? They have to find the weapon. If they can figure out where they're shipping this stuff, it'll lead them to the weapon, presumably. In the next scene, and this scene is the scene where I think the guy was kind of walking like Bigfoot. This head Bigfoot guy is just kind of casually strolling out of the complex. Clearly his day is over. He's heading home.
Are they going to run up behind and just like knock him on the head with a vase again?
Yeah.
Kidnap him so Archer
Oh
can
my
torture
god,
him.
please tell me they disguise Archer as a Bigfoot. And he's like, hey! Evening, Sam.
fellow
Oh boy, time to go home. Well, my wife is giving me the business about all this.
So he walks some unclear distance away. He goes into his house, which is like a round hut. It looks like it's got a clay roof. Looks a little bit like a Smurf house, like a mushroom kind of.
Interesting.
It's got a big old round hobbity door. He goes inside, he turns on the light, he chills out, pours himself a drink. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. And he has not bothered to close the big old hobbit door, though. And Strike Team Enterprise show up wielding guns. Hayes and Malcolm hold guns on him, and badass Archer enters, and he's like, I have some questions for you. He's all menacing.
So this is like the 17th felony they've committed so far this episode.
Oh, yeah, this is nothing.
Okay.
Nothing. You should have seen the casual genocide episode.
I don't like these people.
Yeah, episodes with an S at the end.
This is giving bad vibes.
Okay, so in the next scene, Archer is walking around the dude's house. The dude is sitting at his dining table like, who are you and what do you want from me? He stands up at one point and Archer points his gun at him and yells at him to sit down. The door, importantly, is still wide open.
Right.
Malcolm come in from the back of the house, confirming that there's nobody else there. The dude lives alone. Archer tells them to go stand watch outside.
Wait, I'm sorry, what? You want to send your crew who are immediately going to be clocked as people who shouldn't be there. Go stand outside and draw attention to this whole area.
Yep. That is correct. That is correct.
What?
Oh, you should keep in mind that everybody is incompetent. Once you go with that baseline of incompetence, this show makes a lot more sense.
That is a oof, okay.
Oof, yeah. Their methodology for this kidnapping was not great. But he asked the guy what his name is, and the guy says his name is Graylick Durr. Archer introduces himself, says he's from Earth. Graylick looks nonplussed. He asks if that's supposed to explain why this unexpected home invasion happened.
Oh my God, you pulled Mariah Carey to the J-Lo. I don't know her.
That's... Archer looks mad. He points the gun at him again and asks him to tell him about chemosite. Graylick, clearly a scientist, doesn't hesitate. He explains that it is a multiphasic isotope.
Wait, how did Archer learn about the chemocyte? Because we learned about it in the Xindi conference room.
Yes.
Maybe they
ill-defined
mentioned it or
database?
something.
But didn't the guys talk about it when they were when they were hiding?
Oh, was it maybe the incel
yes, the
telepathy?
guys talked about it when they were hiding in the room. When they were in the lab hiding.
Okay.
The guys must have said something. Yeah, that makes sense. So he says it's a multiphasic isotope, and Archer asked what it's used for. Multiphasic isotope.
Dr. Burks. What is that?
Now I have to watch the episode because I'd like to know what a multiphasic isotope is.
I honestly tried to pay attention because I knew you were coming, tried to get as much of the technobabble as I could, and honestly they tell us very little about this stuff.
It's very much like radiolytic. You've got multiphasic, you're like, yes, and then they're like, you know what we'll pair that with? Isotope.
Radio.
I would advise don't tax yourself about this too much because we met a humanoid spacefaring race that didn't know what water was.
It's true.
I love it.
They had to synthesize water, and the best they could do was Jell-O cubes.
And they were literally humanoids. They were not that. Anyway. Whew.
But I love, see, that's what I love though, is that you can tell they were like, we don't have the budget for a consultant. So what we're going to do is you had somebody who just pulled up sciencey sounding words.
Yep.
100%. That is exactly correct.
And since
100%.
honestly, isotopes, even when you explain them, because I teach general chemistry, people are like, what? It sounds like it should be made up.
Right.
It's the same, but different. That's what it is. And then you're like, but also multiphasic. Because that's such a Star Trek word that you're like,
Yep. I'm in.
Everything, multiphasic. You're like, multiphasic Jell-O, multiphasic. I love everything. So I love this. I love it when people get to make up sciencey words. But I'm wondering is there a dartboard that they're using for this series where they just put sciencey words up?
That's
and then
a fascinating question.
Yeah, they
They
must
have
possible. I feel like that's very
a
possible.
science textbook, and they're just like flipping through pages.
But what if they just
Wherever
it's
it
even
opens.
more fun? It's like, okay, so I'm just gonna like a bingo ball and just go in there and make you have to write a whole script about it.
The fascinating layer to put on top of this, and I think we might be past this point now, but in the initial seasons of Star Trek Enterprise, they specifically were not hiring Star Trek writers. They were hiring Melrose
there's
Place
definitely
writers.
a lot of Star Trek
shows.
writers.
Yeah, they were hiring Melrose Place and Baywatch writers to try.
Yeah, because those shows had just ended.
Right.
So they got a bunch of the camera people from that
they got
too.
a
Well,
bunch
I
of
think at
cameramen.
this point they're trying to veer back into okay, we need to make this
It's more Star Trek-y.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
God bless.
Therefore, multiphasic isotope.
Yes.
That's fine. I'm fine with
I love
bullshit like that.
I love it.
But the thing where we don't know what water is, this was the best we could do.
That
It's
was some nonsense.
hold
You know,
on.
it's better than just being like platinum, but
Yeah.
also
Right.
liquid platinum. And it's like, but we know what platinum is.
I'm even okay with that. The thing that always cracks me up though is like the basics of which people have been doing for millennia. The basics of, you know what we shouldn't do? Take this shit back to our one place we live because it might fuck us up. Like
Right.
the basics of like human contact and I mean, even now it's like a joke where people are like, I was in the woods and I found this thing, and literally someone will go, put it back.
Put it back.
You don't bring the idol home. Like we learned that from Brady Bunch, and that was like 30 years before this show. You know. Come on now.
Amazing.
Okay, so where was I? So
Multiphasic isotopes.
right.
So,
Archer
so
asks
Peter
what-
has the tarantula crawling up his chest.
Damn it, Bill.
Okay.
That's an away mission. So Archer asks what it's used for, the chemocyte, and Greylick says there are numerous applications depending on the level of refinement of the chemocyte.
That might be the most correct thing in this episode scientifically. Wow. That is actually really strong. I'm like, I'm back on board. Well, and I'm going to regret that. I'm going to regret it immediately. Okay, go.
Archer asks who Dagra is, because again, they heard the conversation about Dagra. And this is the first time that Greylick refuses to answer, saying it's not Archer's concern. Archer finally closes the door. Like, I literally have just been sitting there going, close the door, close the door,
the people
close the
on
door.
the other side is his...
Yeah, the two guys are on the other side.
And then
It's
at
just
that
him.
point...
He asks what Dagra is using the chemosite for, and Greylick says it can be used for a number of things, and he doesn't ask his clients what they're going to be using his product for. And Archer yells, maybe you should, because this batch is going to create a weapon to exterminate my people.
Archer has no idea. They literally just went to this planet because it was a Xindi colony. They could just...
No.
Something...
They went to the planet because the guy said something... Part of the weapon was being manufactured.
Oh, okay,
there.
so he
but
does
it's still,
know. Okay,
it's still
but...
creepy incel dude giving him this information. But now they've put enough together to see. Anyway, he is pretty sure. Whatever.
Okay.
Archer says he wants to know where the weapon is, and Greylick, confused and skeptical, understandably, says he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, he's just like a worker in the lab. Like, they're not going to tell him all the details.
Well, he runs this. He is the head guy for the complex.
Oh, this was the head guy.
Yeah, this is the head guy. Yeah, it's not Milton. It's the head guy.
Okay.
So the head guy of a major chemical manufacturing plant that makes something that's a chemical weapon doesn't have security. All right, that tracks.
Well, I mean, if you refine it to 98%, I suppose you could use it to, I don't know, create a world-destroying weapon. But who would do that? I mean, it's like
nobody would do
It
that.
says 72% it's moisturizer. So
That's right. But
you can smoke it at 25%, but I guess, it was like, maybe you could smoke it at 98%. No, nobody would do that.
Smoking it at 98%.
But no, I mean, his point is it's a raw material that is getting purchased from him.
Sure.
I don't know that my coal is going to be used to what it's going to be used for, right? Necessarily. No. And Archer gets all aggressive. He holds the gun under his chin and says he's not leaving until he gets the answers he needs.
Another war crime.
Yeah.
Or felony.
Anyway.
All right.
Back on Enterprise, T'Pol and Trip's the chief engineer.
He's like, can you believe this shit? Okay.
It's kind of more like that. They report that the quantum imprint of the chemosite that was beamed up matches the signature of the Xindi probe, and that's the thing that attacked the Earth. Yes. This isotope...
I like just the signature. Okay, sure.
Yeah, the quantum imprint.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Why not?
And this isotope was definitely used in the weapon that attacked Earth. Trip has also scanned the Xindi rifle. So a couple of episodes ago, they got boarded by the Xindi and they knocked one out and took his gun. And so they have that rifle that they've been looking at. And it also has a similar signature. Trip wants to take it apart.
Oh my God. I think they accidentally stumbled on something that's like kind of correct. Because isotopic tracking is is a thing. Is absolutely a thing to help like locate and to group batches together. It's used for all kinds of applications from in forensics. They've helped start the train of identification for like human remains because different locations. Oh, this is the Canadian fighting force, or these were like World War I, like native people, right? You can also do that with materials where people will say, oh yeah, this is supposed to be like Argentinian Malbec. And they're like, nice try. This is Pinot Noir from the Willamette Valley. You lying son of a bitch. Like, so they can really.
That's very cool.
So I'm like, yeah. And for different, like you could absolutely do that. But I don't know if these writers knew that or like stumbled up, like fell into it.
They have like a science advisor.
They do have a science advisor.
So
that person is doing the Lord's work and every once in a while is breaking through.
Yeah, that is definitely the case.
Yeah.
They are.
You're seeing they're fighting for their life, and it's breaking through every once in a while.
Once in a while. Anyway, Archer gives Trip permission to take the rifle apart, whatever. They'll get back to them in a couple hours. As he signs off, Malcolm says, "Congratulations, sir." And Archer looks confused. Malcolm says that just 3 months ago, they entered the Expanse not knowing shit about the Xindi, and now they're about to destroy one of their weapons facilities.
God, Malcolm is so excited to blow up this facility. Malcolm loves blowing things up.
He loves blowing things up.
One of his main personality traits is just blowing shit up.
All he wants to do.
But nobody seems concerned that they actually have on their shit badge. Like, no one's like,
they don't care.
What the fuck do you want us to do with this? We need to get this the fuck off our ship. And they're like, no, we're super we're super gonna be stoked that we get to blow this thing up from space. Like, what?
Yep, they're gonna blow it up, but Archer looks thoughtful.
Oh God.
Scott Bakula does do a good thoughtful though. Did he stare off in an off camera, like slightly off main camera to do a soulful look?
That's exactly it. That was exactly the look. You got that. That's exactly what he does. And then you get the scene where it's a close up of his face with Malcolm behind him as he's talking. Yeah, it's a very classic Scott Bakula.
Oh boy.
Solid Scott Bakula. Okay.
He says that he thought they were here to try to stop a war, not start one.
Lies. Oh,
and
sorry.
Wait, Archer saying this?
Oh
Yep.
God.
The world's gone mad.
All right, we're switching the knob from bloodthirsty to Boy Scout. We're back to
That
this.
is correct.
Now,
This is a very Sam Beckett Archer.
Okay.
It is this
Yeah,
whole
this feels
episode.
very out of character for
It's-
the
okay.
Captain Archer that I know.
So Malcolm says, but they struck first. And Archer counters with, because they were told we were going to attack them. They think they're acting in self-defense. By destroying this complex, we'll be confirming their worst fears about humanity.
Boo.
Okay, basically,
I'm
everything
sorry.
you've been screaming, Jamie, for so
That
many
is a
episodes.
big left turn from like 2 seconds ago.
In this case, I kind of think if you discover a facility making a weapon to destroy your planet, you should destroy it. You should actually destroy it.
boy.
I just think that he shouldn't have been like torturing random dudes just because they met a Xindi once. That's different than like you found the weapons facility.
Yeah, it's a big fucking swerve to torturing non-Xindi races
That
to
is true.
get information.
That is true.
We found a weapons-grade producing facility in a otherwise unoccupied planet. It was like, maybe we shouldn't. It was like, oh God. This show.
Yeah, and to be clear, the weapon isn't there, just the plutonium.
I
right?
understand.
Just, you know, or whatever. Like that's.
But they need more of it, so the time is to get him out of there and strike that thing.
This is the
Right.
thing they need to fuel the weapon that will destroy
Right.
the Earth.
Yeah.
That does seem to be the case. Yes.
There's
Oh,
not an
boy.
air conditioning, kind of corridor they could just launch a missile down. What are we?
Yes.
Is that an
Something.
option? There's not a ventilation
Baby food
shaft that you
factory.
could.
Some sort of
Yeah, no,
womp
right.
rat sized.
Damn.
Okay, so where was I?
Archer decided not to destroy it.
Yeah, he's like, we'll be confirming their worst fears about humanity. Malcolm reminds him of the 7 million people who were killed. And Archer, again, looks away and he pauses, but then he tells Malcolm to lay down blast suppressors. He says that when the facility goes, he doesn't want to take the whole settlement with it.
Okay, that is, yes, good.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
also
reasonable.
unusual for Archer.
Very unusual. As per Malcolm's habit, he does not read the room and continues this line of questioning, asking about Greylick, because Greylick will definitely tell them about Enterprise, and Archer says he will deal with Greylick when the time comes. He does not intend to let anybody know that they were there.
Okay.
So, in the next scene, Trip and DePaul are beaming effectively a giant briefcase down to the planet. And Trip is wondering why the captain wants this. They've run this analysis 3 times. Doesn't he trust them? DePaul says that Archer said he needed it to prove a point. Back in Greylick's house, Greylick is getting restless. He wants to just go to his study and do some work, but Hayes, who's watching him, tells him he has to stay where he is. At this point, Hayes and Greylick are alone, and I was like, oh shit, there's going to be more trouble, but it's fine. Archer walks in, but he's looking mad. He throws a piece of metal across the table at Greylick, and he's all, if you're not building a weapon, how do you explain this? And Greylick looks at it, and it's literally just a bent, like a two straight flat pieces of metal with some symbols on them. And he's like, if I don't know what this is, dude.
Archer is so bad at interrogation.
He's so bad. Archer says...
Sorry, this reminds me of, that was a National Lampoon's Loaded Weapon 1, where it's like, this matchbook says you're lying, and he opens it up and it's a matchbook that says you're lying.
You're lying. That's exactly right. Archer angrily tells him that it's a fragment of the probe that murdered 7 million people. He says the dead pilot was a Xindi. The alloy is Xindi, and it's imprinted with the quantum signature of the compound they produce in this very complex. He says they know that the Xindi are building a planet-killing weapon, and he wants to know where it's being built. Greylick says that Archer burst into his house and held him at gunpoint and threw a piece of metal at him to try to convince him that he's a mass murderer. He has never seen humans before. He's never heard of Earth. And whether or not Archer believes him, he has nothing to do with killing any humans. Okay, it's been a little while, but it's time for a small B-plot. Up on Enterprise, Trip has enlisted Phlox to help him with the analysis of the Xindi rifle. Phlox is the alien doctor, chief medical officer.
His species is Denobulin.
His species is Denobulin. He is very fascinated by humans in a way that's almost a little weird.
In the pilot, he said the reason he wanted to be on the Enterprise was so that he could study humans under stress.
Yeah. That look that you're giving is the exact correct look.
Yes. He's their quote unquote doctor / vet.
He's a vet.
And a psychiatrist. In the intervening years, has grown into one of the best characters on the show.
He is the best character. He is one of the best characters on the show, and he has all the empathy that is missing from the show is in him.
Is in this, yes.
Phlox has many colors.
Yes. He also has like 7 PhDs or something. Yeah. He is confused as to why he's been enlisted, because weapons aren't exactly his expertise. But who are you kidding, Phlox? You probably have a PhD in blowing shit up. But Trip explains that the weapon seems to have organic components, and he's hoping that Phlox can help with those. Okay, so the Xindi
organic weapons? Well, I have several degrees in that. Now you're moving in.
Exactly. Now you're talking.
But it contains carbon? What is happening?
Oh, yeah. No, you'll see what the organic component is.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
We're about to see the organic component. So the Xindi rifle is like a sleek, pointy, it's metallic blue with purple accents. Oh. I guess we've seen it because it's very fashion. It's very shiny.
It was at the Met Gala in 2025.
Yeah. Chip basically opens the top up, and inside we see a white, gooey grub. It's sort of like a fat caterpillar covered in white goo.
Cronenberg.
Phlox is immediately fascinated.
Of course. He is. Yeah.
Of course.
Phlox loves a bug.
He loves a bug. He loves a weird creature. He scans it. He says it seems to be generating synaptic impulses. Bill, do you have a question?
No, I was just going to point, Raychelle, what you need to understand is that Phlox is the chief medical officer on the Enterprise. He doesn't do scans. He doesn't heal people with rays. He puts starfish on their wounds to heal them. Like, he has a whole menagerie of critters that he uses to, He's a homeopath slash...
He's an herbalist or a naturalist.
Sounds like a scammer.
But they work.
But it all does work. So it's sort of like...
He has bats and leeches and things, but like they all do. Yeah. So he's,
So it was synaptic, like in your brain, and then...
Yeah, it's generating synaptic impulses.
Okay.
Cracking open a beautiful piece of machinery and finding a slug inside.
Yeah, that is 100%. That is fun.
That is,
and it's gross, right? It's like all this like white goo around it. It's really gross.
100% Phlox's groove.
Yeah. So Trip gets tongs and he very tentatively pulls one of the caterpillars out, asking if it's alive. Phlox just sticks out his ungloved hand and Trip drops it in.
Oh my God. My boy.
It's the most Phlox moment.
Everybody on this show deserves to be dead.
Everybody. There was a point in the show where Phlox and T'Pol had to be held in decon because Phlox discovered that space marsupials had anticoagulants in their saliva. And my question was, how did he discover that their saliva was anticoagulants? Never asked, never answered.
Never asked, never answered.
Maybe these slugs. Maybe this is what happened to Sluggo.
This is the next generation of Sluggo, possibly.
But this is 100% Phlox's vibe.
So it's in his hand, and then he sniffs it.
Yeah. My boy.
Again, such a Phlox moment. He says it's definitely organic, even if it wouldn't make a very good pet. Then they hear squelching, and they look back at the gun, and a new caterpillar is growing into place where they remove the new one. It regenerates.
Cool.
All right.
Yes. Okay. Back on the planet, Graylick has run some tests on the giant hunk of metal and has found that the chemosite did, in fact, come from his facility. He believes Archer. He says that when Dagra requested this highly refined chemosite, they all celebrated because it would bring wealth to their colony. They never thought to ask what Dagra was going to use it for. He says that maybe their greed blinded them to the possibility that it would be used for a weapon. Archer asks if Dagra is a reptilian because he still has not seen Dagra. And Graylick says he isn't. He's a Xindi primate. Very similar to you, he says. Ape-like. And Archer turns and gives a very Scott Bakula, like, surprised and amused face. It's very cute. And Graylick continues saying that Dagra and his people have always been fair and truthful and that he believed him when he told him that the xenosite was going to be used for research purposes.
We're producing weapons-grade chemosite only for research purposes.
Research purposes. And Graylick says, perhaps they have become as untrustworthy as the reptilians. See, Jamie? The Xindi are racist too. Archer says it's hard to imagine 5 sentient species evolving on the same planet. 5, says Graylick. I guess there are now. He explains that there used to be a 6th Xindi species, the avians, but they've been gone since the war. Extinct.
So, wait. We had a 2 truths and a lie, where the lie was a Xindi has giant wings.
What?
Yep.
Turns out it was actually a truth.
It was oops all truths again without me realizing.
They were too expensive to reproduce in CGI, and therefore
they are extinct.
Exactly. That was too much. Anyway, as far as Graylick knows, none of them fled before the Xindi homeworld was destroyed. Archer asks how that happened. This has been a question from the very beginning. Like, what the hell happened to the Xindi homeworld?
Yeah. So the premise was the Xindi attacked Earth because Earth was going to destroy the Xindi homeworld in 400 years, but when Enterprise got to the Xindi homeworld, it had been destroyed for 200 years. This is
or like sometime in the past.
Question.
Yeah.
Yep.
Some long time in the past.
Yep.
It had been already destroyed. Yep. So they didn't know.
There's something timey-wimey time travel-y going on. Maybe.
Well, we get some answers. Graylick explains that the 6 species had been at war. Alliances formed and changed, and it raged for 100 years. But in addition to being politically unstable, the planet was geologically unstable. And in a final desperate act, the insectoids and the reptilians detonated massive explosions beneath the 8 largest seismic fissures. And well, boom. See, Jamie? The Xindi commits genocide too.
Okay.
So they basically blew up their own planet in a world war. Graylick says his father lived there and told him of places where the sky was sometimes full of avians, and now they're all gone. The descendants of the species that did escape are scattered across the expanse. He says that many live peaceful lives, but as that piece of metal proves, obviously not all. They're interrupted by Hayes, who needs to talk to Archer, but kind of hesitates because if he takes Archer out, then they'll be leaving Graylick alone. But Archer says it's fine. They walk outside and are met by Malcolm.
I feel like they should not. He's still their prisoner. So
yeah, but he's starting to become Archer's bro, you know. They're kind of, now he kind of feels like he kind of can trust him a little bit. Hayes says the blasters are in place, but that he noticed a lot of activity on the complex. And just as he's saying this, T'Pol comes in and says a Xindi ship is approaching, and the configuration matches the vessel that attacked them a couple of episodes ago. And these guys beat the shit out of them. Like, they boarded them and destroyed them.
And they were just trying to, like, get a prisoner back. But, like, they could have... I still don't understand why they didn't just kill everybody on the ship.
Agreed. And Archer looks serious and looks right into the camera and says, reptilians. That's so good. It's such a great line delivery.
You know what those reptilians are like.
All right. Next scene is the next day. Malcolm and Archer are spying on the complex. They see Degra and another primate coming out of the facility to meet two reptilians. And then we see the reptilians arguing with two of the Bigfoot guys. Presumably it's Complainy Guy and Milton. But back on Enterprise, Phlox is analyzing the Xindi rifle and the caterpillar. He tells Trip that the creatures seem to modulate the rifle's power output.
Sure.
With their synaptic
There's a lot of technobabble in this episode.
There's a lot of technobabble. So, obviously, Phlox immediately tried to figure out how to kill them. He said he exposed them to various bacteria and viruses, but they were immune. Then he decided to irradiate them. And found that a sustained burst of delta radiation would do this. And he shows Trip a canister with two, like, inert caterpillars. Trip says that they could use portable EM generators to knock out reptilian weapons before they could even pull the trigger.
Would those de-radiation or whatever hurt the Xindi holding the weapons?
Well, it would actually, the amount of radiation required would hurt humans. So It's not really a feasible option, but Trip says it's a start and tells Phlox to keep at it. By the way, Phlox says, avoid using Omicron particles on Xindi stuff. The creatures seem to thrive on it. And he points to a giant vat where there's just these caterpillars. They're growing like fucking tribbles.
Yep.
Also, this definitely seems like Chekhov's Omicron radiation. Like, this Omicron radiation thing's coming back.
This is like, Phlox is in his wheelhouse. Phlox is be having the best day.
The best time. Back on the planet, Graylick says that the reptilians are unexpectedly ahead of schedule. Archer doesn't have very much time. So they've been processing chemosite for them for a while. This is their last shipment. And Graylick is the head of the facility, and he says the reptilians are going to want to talk to him before accepting the shipment. He offers to get some information about the weapon for them. He basically offers to spy for them. But Archer says it would be too dangerous. Graylick says he's willing to take the risk. Archer wants to know how he can be sure Graylick won't expose them, but Graylick says he's proud of his craft and he does not want his work to be corrupted like this. He said if he had chosen his clients more carefully, 7 million people might not have been killed. Archer still looks skeptical, but just as he starts to reply, Malcolm comes in. There are two Xindi heading towards the house. So Archer kind of goes and hides. We see, but he pulls his phaser. We see Complainy Guy and Milton knocking on the door, calling for Graylick. Graylick doesn't answer, and they eventually leave. But Graylick says that Degra and the reptilians must be wondering where he is. If he doesn't respond, they'll come back with armed reptilians. Plus, there just aren't a lot of people on this planet, so someone going missing is a big deal. And Degra also won't leave until he sees the final results of Graylick's analysis, so he says that Archer should consider his offer. Back at the facility, Degra is watching the progress of what's going on when one of the reptilians shows up. He is annoyed at the delay, and Dager says, to be fair, they did show up way early. And the reptilian, who is clearly not the best project manager, says, that's no excuse. They should be ready. I mean, you had a deadline. What the hell, man? All right. The other two big feet show up saying they still can't find Greylick. They've organized search teams because without Greylick's analysis, Dager can't move forward. The reptilian is annoyed and says he will send his own people to find him. So in the next scene, Greylick and the humans are walking through the forest when Malcolm realizes that someone or
they don't
something...
have, they can't, call him. There's no communicators.
Apparently they know. Apparently the answer to that is no. They just have to go to his house.
Okay.
So weird. And also,
I know.
Why isn't the analysis in the lab? You should just be able to be
right.
Yeah.
Does he just need to sign off on it? Never asked, never answered. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. But basically, they need the head guy's thumbs up before they can go forward, which really doesn't make sense. Because if that guy got hit by all right, you need backups. But okay. We've already established they're bad project managers. Anyway, so they're walking through the forest and Malcolm realizes that something is approaching fast. So they run. They're trying to find a hiding place. They run behind some trees and we see two drone kind of things searching for them. And Archer shoots one. One of them ends up behind Malcolm, of course, because Malcolm is the worst. Mm-hmm. He turns around, sees it and shoots, but he misses and the drone speeds away. Greylick says it's a seeker. And we do see the one that Archer shot that's on the ground, and it seems to have the caterpillar thingies inside, which is kind of neat.
They have this super advanced drone technology, but they have not invented a phone yet.
So that thing could have been circling the entire time and been why are these weirdo human things outside this very important person's house?
Right, but to be fair, they are the reptilians, so they brought them. So the Bigfoot people didn't have this. It was technology of the reptilians.
That's what always brings down these collaborations. People are not actually collaborating.
That's right. You're not. If you don't share technology, man, what are you going to do?
Teamwork makes dream work, and this isn't it.
Any kind of security for this clearly advanced, important facility.
Nobody knows where this is. Shh.
Yeah, it's just, basically. So the humans may be exposed because this one drone got away. Greylick says there are some caves not far ahead.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Boy. Here we go.
Always a fucking cave.
I was gonna get through it. For me, it's always a fucking cave.
Until a couple episodes ago, every single Enterprise episode with a cave somehow ended up as a Maria episode. But then,
I don't know how.
2 episodes ago, Bill got a cave episode, and we thought the cave curse was broken.
We thought it was over, but it is not broken because I got cave.
It's your underwater cave.
So, Maria, we're 15 minutes into this episode.
Right? No. But a lot does happen in this episode.
Okay,
yeah, we're probably 3/4 of the way through.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I thought we were at the end.
We're getting there. So Greylick says they're gonna go. He suggests hiding in the caves to take cover in case there are more seekers. So they agree. Up on Enterprise, Trip is still testing the rifle. He is going to shoot it into a chunk of solid uranium. And he's got dampeners around it. But T'Pol is quite worried that this is not safe.
Sorry.
Reasonably so.
Now he's worried.
But
all right. Okay.
Well, this is T'Pol, the Vulcan. She is always the voice of reason, but Trip usually does not. She just usually does not get listened to, as in this case. Trip says they don't have time to find a deserted asteroid as a safer place to test it. And Phlox agrees, saying they've learned everything they can from the device and a practical test is the next logical step.
Can't they just beam down to the planet to a area where there aren't other people and do it there instead of on the ship? When you have no idea what's going to happen.
So dumb.
Well, keep in mind, beaming isn't all that easy. So they'd have to shuttlecraft down.
They could beam. They've beamed places.
They could beam at this point, I agree.
They can transport a chemical weapon to their own ship.
And they definitely transport people sometimes, but not often.
Yeah, so the transporter levels currently are, they use them, they are secure and FDA approved for cargo, but not for humans. And they have, in emergencies, transported humans.
And weapons.
To the point where you would think it's fine. Oof. Oh, and certainly weapons. Lord. Okay. But they're still antsy about transporting humans. It's not their first choice. T'Pol's still not convinced. They don't know anything about this device, and Trip's safety precautions may not be enough. But Trip says they have to make some progress. The Xindi took out half of their security force when they boarded them, and T'Pol reluctantly agrees. Trip points at the target and shoots, but the gun just clicks. Trip looks confused. He tries again, but it won't fire. Phlox thinks maybe there's a safety.
Or maybe it's not firing what you think it's firing.
Just starts to click. What's that? Says T'Pol. Trip looks at the weapon, and there's a triangle symbol in which there are smaller symbols that are going away one by one. It is definitely a countdown. Transport that shit into space. T'Pol says the energy levels are increasing. Transport that shit into space.
Or just
it's overloading.
Run out of the room.
It's overloading. Trip says he can't shut it down. Transport that ship into space. It's booby-trapped. They can't remove the power cell. It'll just go back. Trip runs. We see him running through the corridors. He's like knocking people over. He goes to the transporter and transports that ship straight into space. Excellent. Just in time. Oh, it materializes in space and blows up. T'Pol and Phlox run up. Phlox is commending Trip on his quick thinking, and Trip tells T'Pol, "You were right. Should have found an asteroid to test it on." But come on, I almost made that one of my two truths and a lie. It's like one of the guys tells T'Pol she was right. So T'Pol goes back and checks in with the captain. She says the Xindi ship has not left, and if the humans have been detected, they need to get the fuck out of there. Archer says he has a few loose ends to tie up. God. He asks Malcolm if he has seen anything or if there's any evidence that the Seekers found him. Malcolm says they might have just stopped them before they transmitted their position. So I guess they eventually did hit the second drone, but it looked to me like it got away, but apparently it all worked. Archer walks into the cave.
Lord.
And Greylick is sitting by a fire. He says it's unlikely the reptilians will find them. The caves are lined with topoline ore, which should disrupt their scanners and the Seekers.
I'm sorry, I just phased out for a second. Maria, have you been describing 3 episodes now?
There's a
you should have
lot
seen me
that
writing
happened.
this shit. I wrote this in one round and then got to literally 10 minutes to the end and was like, I can't fucking do this anymore. Like, I had to stop. I had 10 minutes to go and I was like, I can't do this anymore. Okay. And had to come back to it.
A lot is happening in this episode.
So much happens.
Okay.
So much happens. All right. So Greylick asks if Archer's planning to destroy the facility and also if he plans to kill him. BT dubs. Archer says he has been considering another option. He admits that the people on the colony had nothing to do with the attack on Earth and asks if Greylick is still willing to help him. He says they will give Dagra and the reptilians their chemosite, but it won't be exactly what they ordered. So Greylick heads back to the compound, or he's heading back, and Archer wants Hayes to go with him to make sure he gets back safely, but Greylick is like, no, I can't show up with a fucking human. That would kind of give me away. Lord. He goes alone. Archer agrees and wishes him luck. And after he leaves, Malcolm and Hayes both express concerns about letting Greylick go, and because he could just lead the reptilians back to them. But Archer pulls rank. He says he believes Greylick.
He's his bro.
And he's his bro now. He calms T'Pol, tells her to hold on the spatial chargers, and that he'll confirm that everything is okay in a couple of hours. But first, he has an assignment for her and Hoshi.
Wow, an assignment that's going to have both women together. That's exciting. They might talk to each other.
They won't. Don't get your hopes up. Back at the complex, Complainy Guy and Milton are preparing the shipment where Greylick is fun. I love Greylick so much. He just fucking walks in. He's like, hey guys, what's up? Like, totally casual. And they look at him saying that the others are looking for him. And Greylick's like, whatever. He says he wants to run another refinement test in spite of the fact that they've already run 3. They have to be absolutely certain of the purity. The others are skeptical, but they shrug and agree when he says, this is our most important thing. And he sends them to do a part of the scan that involves them being somewhere else, basically.
Come on.
Yeah, I just feel like this guy would immediately just be like, so the humans you're looking for are over there.
So the humans are right there. Yeah. No, this dude is like hippy dippy. Yeah, I'm just a Bigfoot living in a Bigfoot colony. Wanna like make my chemocyte and let everybody live in peace. That's very much him. So Hoshi and T'Pol have done the thing, and they transport the canister back down to the away team. They have modified it with a tracker. But now they have to get it onto the ship.
Wait, did they figure out what was... Did they study the thing?
Chemocyte.
Yeah, but okay.
I mean, they took scans of it, but yeah, they took scans of it.
It's a multiphasic isotope. We did that already, okay?
Yeah.
I forgot the techno babble.
Right. Multiphasic isotope, Jamie. Oh my God.
Together.
Keep up. All right, back in the lab, the reptilian comes in, demands to know where Greylick has been. He says it's none of their business where he's been.
Does this reptilian have a name? Because we just keep referring to him as like...
We do not get... I should look up what his name is, but no, they never are referred to. And it is the same guy. Like, we see, it's the same actor for sure. Okay. But I don't think he has a name, or at least not one that's said out loud. I'm sure if I looked it up, I would be able to tell.
Okay, wait, I have another question. The weapon that they've been doing this testing on, it's the one that they got a couple episodes ago when they were attacked? Or is it a new weapon that they got?
The weapon that blew up? Yeah, that's the one they got a couple of episodes ago.
Why did it take them so long to study it?
Yeah, Stephen and I had the same conversation. Like, where did this, like, because so much happens in this episode.
It feels like, since, because they've been, like, going around.
We were like, did we miss them grabbing a weapon at some, like, we thought maybe it had happened in this episode, but no, it was from a couple episodes ago. Okay. Yeah. Don't know why. So... the reptilians want to know where Greylick has been. Greylick's like, whatever. He says he was hunting tree scarabs and the drones were scaring them, which is why he destroyed it. He insists he was alone in the forest and he's just running some final tests. The reptilians want to know why. They thought the shipment was ready to go. And Greylick, like, gets on his high horse saying he's been doing this for 42 years and he takes pride and blah-de-blah-de-blah. It has to be perfect. And he says that if he's in such a rush to go ahead and take this shipment, but if it doesn't meet his requirements, don't come crying to him for another shipment. And everybody's kind of annoyed, but they're like, fine. They tell him to hurry up and they leave him to do what he was doing. Archer is now trying to get on the ship to drop off the canister that has the tracker. So Malcolm and Hayes are watching from a distance in the forest. They're watching the ship and they tell him when the workers have gone and he's clear to go on board. We get a long shot of the landing bay and the ship. And Archer, don't look too closely at him, Archer is running across the bay to the ship.
Stunt double, Archer.
Very well, or CGI, probably CGI. It's probably not great. Yeah. So he gets into the shuttle and onto the cargo bay. But as he's there starting to put the thing in, they realize that Greylick, Dagra, and the reptilian are walking out of the complex towards the ship. Dagra is thanking Greylick for his work while Archer is on the ship. Greylick is facing, it's a classic. Greylick is facing the ship when the other two guys are not facing the ship. So Greylick sees Archer come down on the landing platform. Greylick tries to distract him. So he's like, what is this shipment being used for? And the reptilian says it's none of his business, but Dagra says it concerns all Xindi. He tells Greylick that there's a threat to their people, a ruthless alien species that will destroy them if they don't act. And Greylick looks over at the ship and the reptilian notices him looking and turns, but of course Archer is gone by then. Greylick says he's happy to have contributed and they leave. T'Pol and, well, the Enterprise basically calms Archer and says the Xindi ship has left orbit and they have been able to track it. The tracking seems to be working. Archer tells them to keep tracking it and he'll be back
they're
soon.
going to stop. They're like,
stop tracking.
They're going to stop tracking.
We did all this
unless
work.
you tell us to keep going.
Exactly. All right, final scene, Greylick's house. Archer is having a drink with Greylick, which is important because earlier Greylick offered him a drink and he said no. And also there was that one episode where we were like, have a drink with the guy, he's trying to be your bro, and he never did. Anyway, he's thanking him. Greylick doesn't seem quite as happy, and Archer asks why, and Greylick says he may have just betrayed his people to a ruthless alien species.
And Greylick is definitely going to get in trouble regardless when they figure out what he did.
Right. Archer promises him that he has not and asks that he trust him. Greylick raises a glass and they toast to trust. But Archer does say that eventually Dager's going to figure out what Greylick has done, because what Greylick has done is not just letting him on the ship. He sabotaged the Kima site. So it's not highly refined.
Yeah, which is why I'm just like, it could, if people find out about this, it could ruin his whole reputation. It could ruin all his other orders and his like colony that this was going to help.
At best. I mean, at best it would do that. At worst, he would be put to death as a traitor, right? He's worried that they'll come after him. Greylick is not concerned. He says he can deal with Dager. It's no problem. He tells Archer to focus on finding the weapon.
Sure, I guess. I'm concerned about him, but if he's not concerned, fine.
He's fine. Archer says that the ship entered an energy portal. So you remember those crazy energy portals where they can't track them? It entered an energy portal soon after they left orbit and they lost the tracking signal. But Greylick says that portal's range is only a few light years, and so he should keep searching. So again, a little bit more exposition as to what the fuck is going on with all of that, but not much. Greylick says that if everything Archer has told him about the attack on Earth is true, he hopes that Archer now realizes that not all Xindi are your enemy. # not all Xindi.
Yep.
Archer says he will remember that and he leaves, and end of episode.
Thank God they're like learning to not be racist finally. It's
Isn't it great?
Been concerned.
So this episode was 4 hours long, is what I'm learning.
It really so much.
So number 2 was the lie.
Wait, no, because Archer did not get kidnapped.
Archer was not taken hostage. He took a hostage.
Okay.
Number 2 was that several people suggest a more aggressive strategy.
Oh, yeah.
But Archer chooses the peaceful alternative, which he does, which is weird. And he makes a new bro friend who is a Xindi, but he is not taken hostage. Archer was all over the place in this. This was not the Archer we know. It was a decent episode. I mean, a shitload happened, obviously. Archer felt a little bit like a Starfleet captain.
Yeah, it's weird. I'm like, I like this Archer. Like, can we get this Archer all of the time so that we're not just like angry at the captain of this ship?
Yeah, my guess is no, but whatever. Okay, so we talked about 2 truths and a lie. Porthos good boy scale, no Porthos, and no saucy section.
Porthos is a beagle. He's a dog, and he's so cute.
Yeah,
he's
the captain has a pet dog, and he's the best part of this whole show, but we don't see him nearly enough.
And he wasn't in this episode at all.
No Porthos.
Okay.
He was not in this episode at all, unfortunately. No saucy section. This was a bros loving bros episode.
They even had
sexy
Trip
nothing.
and T'Pol working together, and nothing sexy happened.
Not really. I mean, they were just that shit went boom. That was mostly like, let's try not to get stuff to blow up, and T'Pol trying to get him to not blow shit up.
No one tried to give each other naked massages, so that's an improvement
No
over
naked
the last
massages.
couple episodes.
Yep. Coworkers giving coworkers naked massages.
Took a screenshot of Raychelle's reaction to.
I don't like that. Who's the HR officer in space? I don't like it. I don't like it.
We do have a segment called Where is HR?
Where is HR?
Yeah, for that reason.
For exactly that reason. All right. Never asked, never answered for something in the episode that made no sense and was never explained. I mean,
where to begin?
I am assuming. Yeah, there's so many things. But I now that we have learned that the Xindi are scattered across the expanse, what exactly are the humans supposedly going to have blown up?
Yeah, I'm really
confused.
Blow up their
I'm so confused. Do they have a new homeworld?
The homeworld that gets blown up in 400 years. I mean...
So right. What we've learned is that the homeworld from the past has nothing to do with this.
Yeah, so...
It is in the past. So there is clearly another homeworld. So presumably maybe we will get it explained. I don't know. Technical difficulties, the most technobabble thing from this episode. Oh my God. There was so much in here. But for some reason, the thing that stuck in my head was Dagra wanted 100 kilograms of chemosite. And they made this big deal about 100 kilograms of chemosite. But then when they were in the lab, Malcolm was like, there's several hundred kilograms of chemosite in this room. So the only thing I could figure is it had to be like the really super refined chemosite was a big deal. But they didn't make any effort to explain it.
It seems like they have a lot of different clients that need different grades of the chemosite for various things. Yeah.
But it's almost like they intentionally made it confusing because they didn't have to say anything about the amounts.
I don't.
Yeah. Like they didn't have to say any of it.
They didn't quite get the metric system.
That is what it did seem.
But they were like, "What if we said this?" And you're like, "I don't.
Yeah.
Is that as much as you think it is?"
They're like
100 kilograms is just not that much. I was like, what?
They're like, we just thought this was technobabble. Like we didn't realize that grams are real.
They're real.
And also, you have a lot of like American presenting people just maybe fling in kilograms. Like also, and is that the unit they would use in space? Like,
great question. Who knows? What the Phlox, the creepiest thing that Phlox said or did in this episode, dude. Phlox was all over the place in this episode. It was amazing. It was prime guy. Phlox here.
Yeah.
I don't like him.
Yeah, there's a lot.
I'll be honest. I don't like him.
You won't.
He gives bad vibes. He's torturing animals.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't like the torture animal stuff because in the past, even with like animals, he's been very weird about that.
He seemed to indicate they were, clearly non-sentient, but not even, like, barely alive, kind of. I don't know. They were slugs. It was still not great.
Also, of all the things he tried, did he ever just sprinkle salt on them to see what would happen?
That's a good question.
Sometimes those 7 degrees didn't give you any damn common sense.
No, that is true. He does not have any. And Trip not figuring out that thing was going to explode immediately I was screaming at the TV. Just
but also,
beam it into space. That's your only answer.
If it synapses something, I was like, so does that require that the person holding the weapon can somehow have some type of bio link to communicate?
Yeah, like a telepathic link with it, maybe.
Honestly, my assumption was that it wasn't that it was booby trapped, that it had a thing on it that it could only be triggered by a person, like it was based on who the person was. So only I can fire this weapon.
Which has been used in sci-fi before, right? Yeah.
Right, which is a sci-fi trope that happens. And so if somebody else tries to use it, I'm going to recognize that it's not you and I'm going to blow up. That was my assumption. All right. No mentions of food. Greylick and Archer did have a drink together. Where is HR? It was mostly guys, so there wasn't all that much HR stuff.
It mostly was okay. There was all kinds of HR.
Yeah, it seems like there were some safety issues in there.
That's so weird.
Yeah, there were definitely. There were all kinds of safety issues. All kinds of safety issues.
Ball Watch 2026. Balls are sighted.
I saw no balls in this episode. Raychelle, we have been told that this season has a lot of balls and spheres in it. Yeah, so we have created a segment called Ball Watch 2026.
And Abby from First Flight, she wanted me to tell you guys it is not just balls, it's also just round things. She said also to like look in the background at like designs and stuff that are round.
His door, was round. Mm-hmm. So,
and you said that the top of the house was mushroom-like.
Yeah, it was a round sort of structure. It looked like a little mushroom kind of thing.
Maybe there were some balls.
Yeah, so maybe there were balls.
Ball Watch 2026.
So, this is the segment of our show we like to call Wilt Hollow Rex, brought to you by Eric TM, where we each give our Rikermendations for non-Enterprise related content that we've been consuming in our holodecks this week. Raychelle, as our guest, would you like to give us your recommendation?
I'm going to be sneaky rude guest and give 2.
Ooh. Oh, please do.
Amazing.
Okay, so 1, I absolutely loved. Both of these are books, but they're also great audiobooks. So either
Great.
one. It is Buffalo Hunter Hunter by Stephen Graham Jones. Okay. What a phenomenal book. I don't even want to give it away. But if I will say this, if you enjoyed Sinners, it's in that kind of American Gothic with a historical kind of lens. Very good. And also kind of in that vein is a book, I guess a novella maybe, by Victor LaValle that is called The Ballad of Black Tom.
Okay.
Really phenomenal. I think that whenever people, you have a recommendation, I'm always, these are super awesome.
Fantastic. That sounds great. Bill, what is your recommendation?
My recommendation is for a book that came out recently. It is super relevant for today. It is called The Martians, the true story of an alien craze that captured turn of the century America by David Barron. And it is a nonfiction story about when telescopes started to get pretty good at looking at Mars. And they started to see these things that were maybe channels, but they got translated into canals. Canals, obviously, if they're canals, there are intelligent people on Mars. And and it became this huge scientific discourse about there are intelligent people. How can we communicate with them? Obviously, they know more than us. It's a fascinating...
How fun.
It is a fascinating discourse about science and what do we know and what do we not know. So I highly recommend that. I bought the book. I also listened to the audiobook. Slight issue with the audiobook is that when the person who's reading the audiobook translates what people from other languages... For example, an Italian is one of the first people who sees these canals. He decides to translate them with it. I see the canals. Very slight. Very, very slight. I highly recommend the audiobook, but it exists because he's trying to put a spin on this.
The Martians.
Do not let this dissuade you from listening to the audiobook because it is a very, very minor point. But yes, it is a fascinating point of how science, the badminton, the tennis ball needs to go back and forth. So it is an amazing book. So yeah. The Martians by David Barron.
Jamie, what you got?
All right, I have an anime today. An anime that I watched that I somehow did not get the recommendation from Bill. But Bill, I don't know if you've seen it. It's called Given.
No.
So it's like a love story between 2 high school boys who are also in a rock band together. It's got like some coming of age elements. One of the characters is dealing with grief and figuring out like how to move on after losing someone they love. But then, finding comfort and acceptance in friends. It's really lovely and sweet. And there's also fun music in it. Since they're in a rock band, they definitely did like a good job getting good music in where you're like, yes, I believe that these are like high school boy rock band. It's just a sweet little story. So I highly recommend, I highly recommend it. Again, it's called Given.
Am I to understand this is a anime that Bill has not heard of? I'm very fascinated.
I don't do a lot of BL. Got it.
Yeah, and it was recommended to me from a friend who does a lot of BL.
It's not about cute high school girls doing cute things, so yeah.
Oh yeah, fair.
It's cute high school boys doing cute things.
My recommendation is really just an excuse for me to tell Bill he has to watch this because I keep forgetting to tell him. David Mitchell and Robert Webb have a new series.
What?
on YouTube called Mitchell and Webb Are Not Helping. And it is just them back to doing sketch comedy. It's wonderful. They have a new cast of people who you would recognize. It's super fun. And then I also highly recommend after you've watched an episode of that, they have a follow-up episode where they talk about the episode that just happened called Mitchell and Webb Talk About Some Sketches in a Pretend Room. If you love those guys, I cannot you will love this. It's so fun.
Back when they released one of their first video series, they did a sketch that was just David Mitchell doing the DVD menu of him just sitting there staring at a screen, and then his partner walked up to him. What are you doing? I'm doing the DVD screen. Who watches this? Lunatics.
Yeah, there's a lot of that, particularly in where they're talking about it, where they really play up we don't know what we're doing. So they're like they have pieces of paper like and subscribe. It's very funny. Mitchell and Webb Are Not Helping. It is the name of the show, and it's on the Mitchell and Webb YouTube channel. And that is the episode. Thank you so much for listening. Next week, we will revisit this episode as a second contact and hear Jamie, Bill, and Raychelle's thoughts once they've actually watched it. Raychelle, thank you so much for joining us.
I'm so scared to watch this episode, and you told me everything about it, and I'm still scared.
Oh, yeah. Please tell folks where they can find you online or wherever.
Don't.
Fair enough. All right. Please don't call me.
Now, I'm on LinkedIn, which is the nerdiest of social media.
There you go.
Because whatever we're not
calling
calling Twitter and what are the kids? I'm now of that age where I say the TikTok.
Are you on the Blue Sky?
I did grab up my name on Blue Sky, but I just haven't committed yet. Because I'm just like, ugh. Yeah.
I get that. For sure. Special thanks to our producer, K.O. Myers at Particulate Media, to our friend David for our beautiful cover art, and to John Stephen King for being the voice of our computer. If you like the show, please rate, review, and subscribe on your podcast app of choice and tell your friends about it. We really appreciate it. You can follow us on Instagram and Facebook as @EnterpriseSplaining, and on Blue Sky as @EnterpriseSplain. You can also email us any comments or questions, such as, what color friendship bracelets do you think Archer and Greylick exchanged? To enterprisesplaining@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you. And if you'd like to support this podcast, you can find us at Buy Me a Coffee as Enterprise Splaining. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Computer and program.
Archer points out that there are some areas where there are very high energy readings, and he posits that they could be weapons complexes. I don't know what just happened to me. I'm sorry. I don't know why that turned out to be a difficult thing.
This has been a broadcast of the ESO Network. Be part of the crew and help support our shows by donating to our ESO Patreon or by shopping at the TeePublic store, which can all be found at www.esonetwork.com. The ESO Network, your station for all things geek.